page 10 with Hine Ma Tov. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Ma Tov, Hine Ma Tov. La 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 la. Hine Ma Tov, Hine Ma Tov. La 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 la. Hine Ma Tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom. And it in fact is a lovely day. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. And Ki Yishmeira Shabbat at the bottom of page 11. Ki Yishmeira Shabbat El Yishmereini. Ki Yishmeira Shabbat El Yishmereini. Oh, Hi Leomead Beno Uveini. Oh, Hi Leomead Beno Uveini.
Please turn to page 6 and join me in the reading at the bottom of the page. May the doors of this sanctuary be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this sanctuary be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. And now I'd like to invite up Linda Novak to light our Shabbat candles on page 2.
O God, you are the light by which we see the ones we love. As we kindle these lights, we begin a holy time. May we and all Israel find in it refreshment of body and spirit, and the sense that you are near to us at all times. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kedishonu b'mitzvotav v'tzibonu lahaner shel Shabbat. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. May we be blessed with Sabbath joy. May we be blessed with Sabbath peace. May we be blessed with Shabbat life.
Thank you. And we turn now to page 20 for Lechato D. We'll be doing verse 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lecha dodi lekrat kala panei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha dodi lekrat kala panei Shabbat nekabala. Shamor v'zavchor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu elcham yuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem il tiferet v'lit hilah. Lecha dodi lekrat kala panei Shabbat nekabala. Lecha dodi lekrat kala Panei Shabbat nekabala, lekrat Shabbat lechuvanilcha, ki mechorcha bracha, merosh mekadem nesucha, sof ma'aseh mashavat techila, lecha dodi lekrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabala, lecha dodi lekrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabala, hitoreri, ki ma'oreh kumi uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alik nigla, lecha dodi lekrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabala, lecha dodi lekrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabala, boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'zohola, tokumeni am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi lekrat kala, panei Shabbat nekabala. And on page 24, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzetzem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Peace be to you, O ministering angels, messengers of the Most High, Majesty of majesties, Holy One of blessing.
We turn to page 26, the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, Bi'al nadivrach yerutei v'al mik malchutei, v'chaye hom yomechom, uchaye dekol beit Yisrael, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'imru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach, v'alam al me'amaya, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitbarach, v'yitman v'yitnasev, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damin Rabbi Alma, v'imaru, amen.
Please rise for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
If you are able. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. And on page 30, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokma poteach sharim, u'vitguna mishanei itim, u'mechalit et hazmanim, u'mesader et hachokamim, B'mishrotechem barkia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golea or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom uvein layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla. Adonai Sevaot Shemo. El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aramim. And on page 31, praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide and of time and of light. You guide the current day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
Page 33, at the top of the page. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
And the Ve'ahavta is on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha uv'kol nafshecha uv'kol meodech la 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 la. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom lelevavech lai 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 la la lai la lai la la lai 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 la lai lai vishinantam levanecha v'dibartabam b'shiftecha b'veitecha u'leftecha v'derek u'shoftecha u'vkumecha u'shatan leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot v'neinecha u'vtavtam al-mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha lai 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 la la lai la lai la la lai 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 la lai lai Leman tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elchechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotziet etchem be'eretz Mitzrayim leot lechem l'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem emet. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets, instructed by sages time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations shall be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Verse 40. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha b'nedar b'kodesh, norat hilot osef eleh, norat hilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ravu vanecha bokei hayam, Lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'eli, Ze'eli, Anu v'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki pada Adonai et Yaakov, v'lo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Page 42.
42, the Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei nu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei nu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu beitza tova milfanecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei nu l'chaim. Ushmot zetenu uvoenu l'chaim u'shalom me'atav yad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrei nu l'chaim.
And on the bottom of page 44, Yismachu.
Yismachu l'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismachu l'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Am mekadeshei, mekadeshei Shavi Shabbat. Kulam yisbachu v'yitanu metu v'cha Shabbat. Yismachu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismachu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. V'hashtivi v'ratzita bo, ratzita bo v'kashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamin oto karata Shabbat. Yismachu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Yismachu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh, l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh, l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat. Yismachu v'malachutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat v'koreh oneg Shabbat.
Please rise for the tefillah on page 46.
Adonai sifatatita ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imot, U'mevim Gulam Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo v'Yahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Serah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Baruch Mashiach, Morit hatal, Mechacheh chayim b'chesed, Mechayeh hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somek noflim rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emenato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al givurot, Umidom elach, Melech memit u'mechayeh, Umatzliah v'shua, V'ne'eman atah lehayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, V'roshim b'kol yom, V'halu aselach. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Page 55 at the top of the page. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
And on page 57, Reitzei.
Reitzei, Reitzei, Reitzei Adonai Eloheinu, B'amha Yisrael, U'tefilatam, B'ahava tikabel, U'tehi leratzon tamid, U'tehi leratzon tamid, Avodat Yisrael Amecha, Baruch atah Adonai, She'otecha levadecha, V'yira navod, She'otecha levadecha, V'yira navod.
Please be seated.
When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you set in place, what we humans that you are mindful of, we mortals that you take note of us, you make us little less than divine, adorned with glory and majesty. You give us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout all the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ucha me'ayeh la'adot. And on page 60, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Ki atahu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lekol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. B'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'kol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Amcha Tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai Hamarech et Amo Yisrael Vashalom.
Please take a few moments for your own silent prayers and thoughts.
Yehu l'ratzon imrefi, v'gion libi lefanecha. Adonai suri, Adonai suri, the goali, oh say shalom b'mroma, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimaru, amen.
Now we turn to page 244 for the Torah service. Please rise as we open the Ark.
Ein kamokava Elohim Adonai, ve'ein k'maasecha, malchut malchut kol olamim, u'memshacha b'kol dor vador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam ba'ed, Adonai hosh le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai meYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kdushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad, echad Eloheinu, gadol Adonenu, kadosh shemo, gadlu Adonai iti, Rama Shemo Yakda, Lecha Adonai Hagedula, V'Hagevura, V'Hatiferet, V'Hae lechachot. Ki bo bashamayim uvaretz, ki ko bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, v'haminaseh l'kol rosh. Romamu. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim leolam va'ed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al gimlut chasadim, al haTorah ve'al avodah ve'al gimlut chasadim.
All right, so our Parashat HaShavua is from Pinchas, and I'll be reading Numbers chapter 27, verses 12 through 23 on page 1080 of the Torah commentary.
We'll say the blessing together before the reading of the Torah. Well, we might wait till Sarah opens the Torah.
Yeah, well, let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Yes. Okay.
You got it?
Okay.
On page 2.
Page 250.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach, Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch et Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'cha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch et Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Okay, again, that's page 1080, starting at verse 12. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, עלה אל הר העברים הזה, וראה את הארץ אשר נתתי לבני ישראל, וראית אתה ונאספת אל עמך, גם אתה, כאשר נאסף אהרון אחיך, כאשר מריתם פי במדבר צין, במריבת העדה, להקדישני במים לידיהם, הם מי מריבת קדש מדבר צין. וידבר משה אל אדוני לאמור, יפקוד אדוני אלוהי הרוחות לכל בשר, איש על העדה אשר יצא לפניהם, ואשר יבוא לפניהם, ואשר יוציאם, ואשר יביאם, ולא תהיה עדת אדוני כצאן אשר אין להם רועה. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, קח לך את יהושע בן נון, איש אשר רוח בו, ושמחת את ידיך עליו, והעמדת אותו לפני אלעזר הכהן, ולפני כל העדה, וציווית אותו לעיניהם, ונתת מהודיך עליו, למען ישמעו כל עדת בני ישראל. ולפני אלעזר הכהן יעמוד, ושאל לו במשפט האורים, לפני אדוני, על פיו יצאו, ועל פיו יבואו, הוא וכל בני ישראל איתו, וכל העדה, ויעש משה כאשר ציווה אדוני איתו, ויקח את יהושע, ועמידהו לפני אלעזר הכהן, ולפני כל העדה, ויסמוך את ידיו עליו, ויצווהו כאשר דיבר אדוני ביד משה. Okay, and now we do the prayer after the Torah. also on page 250.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
The Eternal One said to Moses, "Ascend these heights of Abarim and view the land that I have given to the Israelite people. When you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your kin, just as your brother Aaron was. For in the wilderness of Sin, when the community was contentious, you disobeyed my command to uphold my sanctity in their sight by means of the water. These are the waters of Meribat Kadesh in the wilderness of Sin." Moses spoke to the Eternal, saying, "Let the Eternal One, source of the breath of all flesh, appoint the envoy to the community, who shall go out before them and come in before them, and who shall take them out and bring them in, so that the Eternal's community may not be like sheep that have no shepherd." And the Eternal One answered Moses, "Single out Joshua son of Nun, an inspired deputy, and lay your hands upon him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community, and commission him in their sight. Invest him with some of your authority, so that the whole Israelite community may obey. But he shall present himself to Eleazar the priest, who shall on his behalf seek the decision of the Urim before the Eternal. By such instruction they shall go out, and by such instruction they shall come in, he and all the Israelite and the whole community." Moses did as the Eternal commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community. He laid his hands upon him and commissioned him as the Eternal had spoken through Moses.
This is Parsha Pinchas. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. They're bulky, these Torah.
It's a little lopsided part of you.
It is, that too. We're reading this week from Parsha Pinchas, which has quite a lot in it. I'm actually going to start kind of at the tail end of the last Parsha, Parsha Balak. In that Parsha, we learn that the Israelites have made their way by marching and fighting through Kadesh, then Edom, and Moab. Balak asked to curse the Israelites by the leaders of Moab and Midian, instead blessed them. Thus, the Midianites opt for a plan B of sorts. Send the lovely women of Shittim, those loose Midianite women, to entice the Israelite men by any means necessary until they too worship the Midianite god, Baal Peor. Thus, some of the Israelites not only have carnal relations with Midianite women, but evidently are ready to accept Baal Peor. God isn't happy about this, and incidentally, this is not the first time the Israelites have strayed. And God instructs Moses to impale the heads of families involved, to turn Adonai's wrath away from the rest of the community. But just as Moses began to instruct his flock to kill these men who have attached themselves to the Baal Peor, one man, Pinchas, takes matters into his hands and stabs a man and a woman, Zimri and a Midianite woman, Cosbi, on flagrant delicto. It almost seems like a combination between an X-rated movie and a slash movie at this point. But no judge, no jury, no intercession from God or Moses. I don't think Eric Kimmel will turn this particular tale into a children's book. This act of zealotry on the part of Pinchas is rewarded. The pact of friendship and the knowledge that he and his descendants will be priests for all time. And Pinchas' murder of 2 people effectively ends a plague affecting the Israelites. How to understand this action? Was this not murder? Was Pinchas so incensed by Zimri and Cosby's fornication virtually in view of the congregation? Pinchas saw the Israelites cavorting with Midianite women and cleaving to their God. Commandment number 1, tossed aside. Perhaps Pinchas took on the mantle of a jealous and vengeful God, and by demonstrating the anger God felt by the betrayal of his people in full view of Moses and all the Israelites' people, he kills 2 people. Commandment number 6. By so doing, he ends a plague certain to leave more than 2,400 people dead. 24,000 people dead. There is a time and a place for zealotry. I think here of someone like John Brown, the abolitionist, not willing to wait for laws to change and not willing to quietly move slaves from narrow basements to hot attics along the Underground Railroad. He blew up a Confederate armory in Virginia and lost his life to prove a point. There are times when quiet opposition works, but there are other times when it mirrors accepting evil and allowing evil to flourish. With Korach's rebellion, a plague over, and 24,000 people dead, it's time for another census. And after the listing of names and tribes, we learn of the 5 daughters of Zelophehad. Zelophehad had died in the wilderness, leaving no sons. Without some sort of intervention, his name will be lost, and his family will not have any share of the land. These women, 5 sisters, Malach, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, have no power, none. No spouse, no father, no one at all to speak for them. Their courage is notable and demonstrates their love for the land they could inhabit if God accepts their petition. Moses presents their case to God. In this particular instance, a man dies leaving no sons. His inheritance goes to his daughters. Halakha is mutable. Of course, if there is no daughter, the inheritance traces back to only men, his brothers, his uncles, etc. But these daughters, these women, are able to take their share of the land. I can't say the outlook for women in the future is quite so bright, but the next strand of this tale was foreshadowed at the waters of Meribah. Moses knows he will not lead the people to the land they will inhabit. If he forgot, God reminds him. He will ascend the heights of Abarim and view the land, but he will not enter it. Moses requests just one bit of advice from Adonai. Appoint a leader, a man to go out before them and come in before them, so they are not lost and afraid. God tells Moses to appoint one of the only 2 survivors of the journey, other than Moses himself, Joshua. The transfer of power occurs before Eleazar the priest and the whole community, so they know Moses has invested his power and passed it to Joshua. Notably, Eleazar is Aaron's son, but Moses' son will not inherit his leadership. Just as Zelophehad's daughter demonstrated their trust in God and their love and hopes for the land, so too the mantle of leadership transfers to Joshua, who did not cower in fear when he and 11 other men were sent into Canaan to evaluate the land. The Parsha ends with a review of the calendar and the offerings required for each observance. There are regular daily burnt offerings, sacrifices, more sacrifices for Shabbat, for Rosh Chodesh. Passover requires observance and sacrifice. The observance of first fruits, Shavuos, Rosh Hashanah, horn sounding, and Yom Kippur, a day of abstinence, comes next. The last observance, Sukkot, required exceptional livestock husbandry skills to produce a number of high-quality animals to sacrifice for this festival. Sukkot is the last observance listed and demonstrates the faith that Adonai has in the Israelites to occupy the land and to tend to it successfully. Their journey will end soon. We turn to page 253 for the Misha Berach. We are thinking the Shabbat of Osila Zeleny, Lonnie Carpenter, Michael, Amy, and Sam Shearer, Ella Dubrow, Jeremy Watts, Brandon Watts, Bert Seidel, Bruce Brenner, Barb Gronenfeld, Nanette Baker, Isaac Spicer, David Hernandez, Norman and Carol Leist, Laura McNew, Andy Leithheit, Rob Mandel, Ken Rosenwig, Kyle Kreitzer, Anna Pullman Garcia, Marla Harlan, Bobby DeSalvo, Justin Zeisloft, Natalie Katz, James Weston, Cynthia Weston, Isaac Stoller, Kazmira Cairo, Mariah Strickland, Eileen Edie, Kim Howell, Catherine Cooper, Sid Gross, Cicely Nathan, and Gary Pasternak. Is there anyone else whose name should be added?
Misha Berach Avotenu Makor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Makor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Please turn to page 256 and rise for the returning of the Torah to the Ark.
Eitz chaim hi lemakasim kimba v'tom hecha meushar darachecha darche noam v'kol nivoti v'techa shalom shalom hashkivenu Adonai elecha V'nashuva, v'nashuva, Chadesh, Yameinu kakedem, Chadesh Yameinu kakedem.
Page 82 for the Elative. the bottom of the page.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latek kedulam yotzei breshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot adama shelo sam kavenu kachem v'go aleinu kakol ha'ona nachnu korim u'mishtachamim u'modim lifnei melech Malchei Havnachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'nemar V'haya Adonai L'melech Kol Ha'aretz Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Shemo
Please be seated. Page 285 at the top of the page. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
And on page 291, as we prepare for the Mourner's Kaddish, it is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is ever really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and within our words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do our best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each of us is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one, whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose.
We are in a period of Shiva for Harvey Tuck, a period of Shloshim for Eleanor Must, Charles White, Joanne Clark, and Jewel Gregory. This Shabbat we are observing the yard sites of Mayor J. Backrack, Max M. Kahn, Charlotte E. Schumann, Joshua Evan Levine, Herman J. Weissman, Carrie Huber, Elsie L. Shumsky, Harry Pulaski, Ruth K. Tibber, John Indelacio, Hans Henning Jerns, Melvin Lipton, Franklin T. Cohen, Blanche E. Usher, Miriam Stein Prigozhin, Louis Weprin, Harry A. Green, Hyman Kolbeck, Philip Sokol, Beatrice Frooms, Simon Sanders, Jennifer Thomas Larson, Harry F. Hampel, Ruth M. Tepping, Maurice Bertelstein, Sidney Edelman, Charles McCudis, Hannah Bookbinder, Mary Gruenberg, Herbert Pearl, Anna Pearl, Alex Pearl, Eric Marsh Lee, Sylvia L. Solomon, Lesser Usher, Harry Israel, Harry L. Launer, Herbert M. Harris, Harry Berman, and Bertha H. Silverman. Are there any names to be added or corrections to my pronunciation? All right. Those in mourning, please stand. And everyone else, as able, please stand to join them as we recite the Mourner's Cottage on page 294.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yumechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam omai amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabat v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei v'kudashah brechu, le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata, ushbachata v'nechemata, damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen.
May their memories be always and only for a blessing.
And you may be seated if you like.
Yep.
Or you can stand up and sing Ein Kelohenu with me. This is on page 322.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kilmalkenu, Ein Kamoshienu, Micha Eloheinu, Micha Adonenu, Micha Malkeinu, Micha Moshienu. Nod Eloheinu, Nod Adonenu, Nod Malkeinu, Nod Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And I believe we have Kiddush and Motzi in the hallway and lots of food to nosh on.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Only buffed up a few times. Is there something?
Well, I wasn't sure about that because I know usually a lot of times. Yes, we got Kiddush. Yes, we're going to go out and do Kiddush.